Okay, so this year, so we will be working in one of the community which is known as Bidayuh. I'm not sure how many of you know Sarawak or especially Kuching. Okay, so since I will be given 20 minutes, right? So I will skip the introduction. If you want to know more about the Kuching and so on, I have a link, I think, in the attached file. Okay. Okay, so Sarawak is located, or I think you are familiar with it, with its Borneo, right? The Borneo Island. Okay, so it's near Kalimantan, Indonesia. The use case that we are working on is known as Kampung Quap. Okay, so what I mean by Kampung? Kampung is the Malay language, which represent village. Okay, so the village that we could work on is known as, it consists of our ethnic group known as Bidayuh. Okay, so yeah, later on you can search through internet about this village. Okay, so this village is located in Kuching, the capital city of Sarawak. Okay, so it's around about half an hour to 1 hour drive from Unimas. Okay, so due to the pandemic, right? Yeah, sorry, yeah, it's sad to know that you guys cannot come to Unimas. Okay, and yeah, so basically the majority of the people in this village is Bidayuh ethnic group. Sarawak is a very culture diversity kind of state in which we have about 45 ethnic group. And one of the ethnic group here is known as Bidayuh. Okay. Okay. In this village, it's just, I think I can say it's a small village in which it consists of 4,000 population. And most of them are Christian. I think around 95% are Christian. And there are about, I think, 2 to 3% Muslim. Yeah, although you know, right, Malaysian majority are Malay, yeah, population. Okay, so yeah, so this is just some of the photo from the village, and this is one of the oldest church in this particular village, which is about 150 years old. Okay, and yeah, so if you want to know more about the Bidayuh people, about their culture, so you can go to this Wikipedia, and I also attach together with two YouTube links. Okay, and one link that describe this particular ethnic group. Okay, okay, so this year we are working together with the telecenter. Okay, in which it is the it is the internet. It provides the internet facility for the community. Okay, so thanks to the support by the telecenter manager, yeah, they're able to help us to identify 3 use cases. In, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right, on 8th of June, you guys were going to interview with those stakeholders. Every use cases will represent with one representative. Okay, so what are the use cases that we're going to work on for this year program? Okay, so there are 3 use cases in general. We have education threat, we have culture preservation, or we is known more specific is a language preservation, and finally is the entrepreneurship, which is to help the woman entrepreneurship. Okay, so let me go through one after another. Okay, so yeah, the first use case is known as education use case. I think it's, I'm not sure whether this challenge is happening in Africa, but this is what we are having it right now. So due to the pandemic, right, a lot of school are closed, and then yeah, a lot of our children, right, so they just stay at home without education. Yeah, so most of the time they just stay at home to play the games, right? I think to play the computer games or play the mobile games. And yeah, so yeah, the drop off for the school is getting serious right now. Okay, so that is one of the challenges that we are facing among our children. The children in town, they can join online tuition. like my son, right? So although we are in the lockdown at the moment, my son cannot go to school. But my son, we have sent we enroll or we subscribe for online tuition. So this is the benefit for our children in town. But this situation is not happening for the children at this Kampung Quap. Okay, so that is the challenge. So the children are left behind, and yeah, so definitely they cannot enjoy the education system. They cannot learn and relearn what they are having before the pandemic. Okay, so in this use case, we're going to work together with a group of children and the teacher from the SK St. James at the Kampung Quap. So this is one of the primary school in that particular village. Okay, and on 8th of June, you're going to the teacher who is the teacher Belinda. She's going to explain with you in more detail about what the challenge that she faced in this particular pandemic, especially in the course of mathematics. Okay, so science and mathematics is one of the problem in Sarawak. Okay, so we have about only, I think, we the science and mathematics is a lot of our kids, they do not really pay much attention in that science and mathematics. It's not because we do not have enough material, learning material, or it's not because we do not have enough teacher. It's just we do not have an environment. Okay, so we do not have a learning environment in which the children can explore to the science and mathematics. Not like in Netherlands, right? So we have a science museum, but in Kuching specifically, we do not have a science museum. Okay, so that's why if the children they want to learn mathematics, so yeah, the only material that they have is just a textbook. Okay, and yeah, so that is a challenge, and things are getting bad due to this pandemic. Okay, in school, the teacher can explain to them face to face, but now due to the pandemic, all the children cannot go to the school, and there is no face to face classes. So what normally the teacher can do, they just send the print out material to the kids. Okay, and then they just use the social media to communicate with each other. One of the reasons they cannot afford to have an online class is because some of the area they do not have a good internet. Okay, so before the pandemic, all these children they can go to the telecenter, which is the one I showed you before, right? It's the internet there. They can use the internet facility there, but due to this pandemic, the telecenter is closed down. So that is the situation they are facing right now. But the good point is all the family they have smartphone. So that is what maybe we can work around it. Okay. So this is the first use case in brief. Okay. Perhaps maybe we can provide some solution, or maybe we can come out the artificial filter in which the children they can install right in their smartphone and play around with it. Okay, so in this particular use case, the teacher they will provide the content. They are the content provider. You don't need to worry about the content, right? Because I've been working on the education solution for the past few years. So yeah, one of the challenge is we need to develop something that is related to their content. So that's why the school, we are very happy, and the principal, the headmaster from the school, she is fully supported, and then so we can work together to come out some solution that they can use maybe at the end of this program. Okay, so and do I need to go to the second use case, or okay?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
so now so this is just of the photo from the school. Okay, so those I told you before, right? Those are this is the Bidayuh ethnic group, and just for information, we are celebrating the Gawai festival. I think Yeah, and now hopefully you still remember, right? It's a harvesting festival. So the community there, they are celebrating some kind of the new year from 1st of June until 2nd of June. Okay, but due to the pandemic, we are in the lockdown period right now, starting from 1st of June. Yeah, it's too bad because our COVID, our corona, our corona is getting increasing at the moment. Okay, so yeah, so this is the some of the activities. Okay, okay, so the second use case is about woman entrepreneurship. Okay, it's the same thing. Yeah. Okay, Bidayuh people, some of the women, they are very good in making a craft. Okay, so you can go to this website. Yeah, so this is part of my service learning program that are going on. Okay, okay, the story is like this. Before the pandemic, the woman group, they can sell the craft, handicraft, right? Through through some of the store, through the market. But now, due to the pandemic, right? So definitely they cannot open the store, physical store. Okay. And but the interesting thing is so they have a very intention to use technology. Okay. So that's to share with you because we are currently working with helping one of the women entrepreneurship to develop a website. Okay. So yeah, so what she told us is like she want to promote her product, a craft business online, but she doesn't know how. Okay, she doesn't know how to set out the website. And there is a group of people, they are very interested and passionate enough to learn how to maintain the website or how to use any mobile commerce application. But they do not have, they do not know how. So that is a challenge. And even though they try to approach some of the company charge them a lot to build a website. So as a result, our student from Unimas, okay, so this is my undergraduate service learning program. Okay, so we have a group of ex-students. So we have interviewed that particular woman. So her name is Madam Winnie Copper. Okay, it's like Mini Copper. Okay, Madam Winnie Copper. Okay, so she is a kind of the representative. I can say is a community champion in producing handicraft. Okay, you can go to this website. Okay, and those are the products in the website. We started to collect her item, her product, and our students are helping her to make a video. Okay, so that she can start to promote her business online. Okay, but just for information, this website is just it's just a kickstart for her towards marketing her product in a digital platform. Okay, so it's a good start. And this Madam Winnie Copper, she is very helpful. And yeah, so I think I can say that is a very good impact if you're able to come up any solution, maybe to open up her product to the European market or to the Africa and whatever. Yeah, so because her craft is very unique. And yeah, so this is one of the second use case. Okay, so and you'll be good. Maybe you can improve this particular website or maybe using other platform. Yeah, so that is one of the suggestion. Okay, enough. Okay, so now the third use case. Okay, the third use case is this is one of the issue that we are facing, even including me. Okay, it's about the language preservation. Okay, so as mentioned before, Sarawak we have about 45 different ethnic groups. I think it's the majority. It's one of the diversity kind of the people in the world, right? That's why Borneo is kind of familiar among you all. Okay, so one of the language that is we are including me, I think most of our students, right, is known as Sarawak language, Bahasa Melayu Sarawak. Okay, Bahasa Melayu, Malay language. Malay language is our national language. It's a Malaysia national language, right? And now you know, right? It's like Bahasa Indonesia. It's like Indonesian language. But Malay language Sarawak is different. It's very unique. And in fact, this language is used in most of the community in Sarawak, even though in rural area, even though in the town area. But yeah, so we all have a challenge, especially for those who are grown in town. Okay, we seldom have a chance to learn this particular language. Okay, so yeah, for the moment, you can go to the Unimas. We have come out a MOOC, or we call the Bahasa Melayu Sarawak Level 1. You can go to this open learning MOOC, and then it's free. In which this is one of the, I think I can say that this is the first video recording on how to teach, how to learn Bahasa Melayu Sarawak. Okay, and yeah, so it'll be good if you can help us, right, to come up maybe mobile application, or we call the language AI, right, so that we can learn. Okay, so this is not only for the community, so this is for people in town and people from the West Malaysia. I think you know, right? Malaysia have this West Malaysia and the East Malaysia. So the people from the West Malaysia, they really doesn't know what is Bahasa Melayu Sarawak. Okay, you can go to this link later on, to listen. It's very unique. So that's why this is what we are facing. Even though when I want to teach any ICT program in the rural area, it's very hard for me because I really doesn't know how to speak Bahasa Melayu Sarawak, which is a lot of kids in rural area and the remote community. They really use it to communicate. And a lot of elderly people. Okay, so if today you want to train them, like to train them on digital marketing using Facebook and so on, we need to translate into Bahasa Melayu Sarawak. So that's why I always need translator. Okay, when I want to conduct this ICT training. Okay, so that is one of the challenge if we want to bridge the digital gap between the rural area and the city, right? Most of the trainers are from the city, but a lot of community, elderly and the youngest, they are familiar with Bahasa Melayu Sarawak. So that is a huge gap. Yeah, so, and you can search on Google Translator. They do not have this translator for Bahasa Melayu Sarawak. Okay, so that's why after we discuss with the community, so we foreseen that this is very unique. And if you all can help us to come out any mobile solution or any solution, and for sure our library, they will like to adopt it, because that is the gap between we have a generation gap. I can say it's a generation gap, communication and language generation gap between the people growing in town and the people from the elderly. Okay, and in this particular use case, so Madam Eva, okay, so she is the telecenter manager. Okay, she's the one who will in charge, or we call that as a contact person. Okay, so in working on this use case number 3. So in working in this use case, so I think I do expect, right? So you guys will first have a class on how to learn Bahasa Melayu Sarawak. Okay, so and then so that is I think I can foresee that is a kind of fun, right, for you to learn a different language. Okay, so all these 3 use case, they are looking from different perspective, from children, from women, and from the community in general. Okay, so so that's it for my explanation. Okay, thanks, Anna. Anything else?
Thank you very much, Cheah. This is very nice and very interesting. I will stop now recording, but maybe there are questions for you. Do the students have some questions?
Sure. Is there any question? No?
Okay, maybe the questions will come later.
I have a question. Is it possible to ask?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, it's regarding the use case scenario, first one, for the children studying.
Yeah.
Because these students have smartphones, right? So telephones. Can we assume they also have a good connection to the internet?
We cannot, yeah, we cannot expect much because this area is kind of a marginally area. Yeah, sometimes you can see that the internet is sometimes disconnected. Sometimes the coverage is not there. So that's why we have a internet, we have a telecenter there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the question because from my understanding, these students can go to telecenter and then can study there. But currently, because of the pandemic, they cannot go there. And the difficulty is creating a program or like a solution to these kids that can use their smartphones at home and be able to study. But the problem would be if they do not have access to the internet, then the applications that we have to create have to be offline. And creating offline applications spread wide is much more difficult than creating a website, an educational website, an AI website where we can redirect kids to a specific information center, let's say, than having an offline one.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, you are right. That is a challenge. And yeah, maybe on 8th of June, we can discuss with the teacher what is the best way to do the deployment. Yeah, so maybe, but for the moment, what we can do during the interview with the children, we will bring the children to the telecenter. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but you're right. Yes. So this is one of the challenge. Yeah, I think all of you, if you, it's not that straightforward to introduce any technology in, especially in the remote area of Sarawak. And this time, I think we have a telecenter. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just that the use case was mentioning that these kids would like to learn using smartphones, and without the internet, it's going to be substantially difficult. So I think one of the first steps would be, in this case, having internet access, and then thinking about the use case solution for them. I'm assuming, I'm not sure.
Well, maybe we can move this discussion to a later stage
Yeah,
in
of course,
the
of course.
topics. But it's indeed, you are totally right. When we do ICT 4D, we have to deal with these issues. And it's not just the application that we build, but we also have to regard the context and the connectivity. And many times you have to find a solution for that, to go offline and to do it offline. So in the past few years, we have dealt with a lot of things, and that makes the solution more holistic. So you have to think not only in the small requirements of your application, but also on the wider contextual requirements, and that includes internet connectivity.
So maybe it's,
yes?
Yeah, sorry, maybe it also depends on the resources available at the location. So based on that, we need to be much more flexible in deciding the solution.
Exactly. So you will interview maybe a chat for our understanding. So the teacher Belinda and Madame Winnie and Madame Eva, can we also interview them maybe?
Yeah, will be on 8th of June, right?
That's great. Yes, that's great, because then the students that choose that use case can have a meeting with them and can ask questions, these very relevant questions. So
can I say something?
Maria, yes.
I mean, I think that, for example, with gamification, it could be possible to work with them. I know that it requires an internet connection, but for example, if we display them codes, and then with their mobile phone they can access to these codes, they will have access to the content, and then they could be able to learn.
Yes, yes, very good. Yeah, we also have experience with that, and maybe we will also show you a short video clip on Monday that we made in Sarawak with a game for children. So very good. Maybe you will go in the team that goes for that use case. I'm just suggesting. But okay, if there are more questions, Victor, do you have a question?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
All right. So regarding the first, that's my question. Hello?
we cannot hear you anymore, Victor. There's something with the sound. Maybe you can write in the chat your question, Victor.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So regarding the first and second use cases, I realized is this just gonna last for the pandemic period? Because if before the pandemic, the women entrepreneurship and the Kampung Quap, if they're actually functioning well, we cannot anticipate when the pandemic will be over. And what will be if we're able to develop something, especially for the educational one, is this something to be used just within now and when the pandemic is over, or something that can be sustained within the community if the problem is about the education quality or access to education for now? So I just want to understand more is for the educational program, is this something just to save the current situation or something that can be used beyond the pandemic period?
Yeah, so definitely is they're going to be used even though the pandemic is over. Okay, so like, yeah, especially if you look at the website here, right? Actually, this website is not only designed for the pandemic. Okay, so yeah, even though the corona is over, yeah, so this is still a platform for them to promote their business.